Go. What's up, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Under Further Review. I am your host, Kenny Crossman. Alongside of me, as always, Booty Bad. What's going on, man?
What's up? What's up? How was your week?
Good, man. Dude, happy St. Patty's Day, man.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Happy St.
One of the
Patty's
best
Day.
Days of the year to get drunk. As
Well,
if you needed an excuse any other day.
Dude, we're both Irish, man.
Yeah.
Both Irish. Notre Dame, man. So happy St. Patty's Day to all you guys out there. Be safe. If you guys are drinking, call an Uber. You know how to do it. Same thing.
I will teach you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, don't listen from us, right? But hey, listen, if you guys are out there drinking, just stay smart while you're drinking. But yeah, a lot to go over today. So we're gonna break it down into the different sports. The very first episode that we're going to talk about today is March Madness and college basketball. So we're going to kind of make these a lot shorter instead of like 2-hour episodes. Give it a little bit more better feel for you guys. So today I got a guest speaker. We're going to try to get him on the phone here. Erik Frazier. He is a D1 college athlete. He played in the late 90s for Syracuse under Jim Boeheim. So he knows all the recruiting, pretty much everything you need to know really about college basketball. So the original Big East, we're going to get him on there. So let's see if we can give him a shout right now. Let's call him up. Boone. 1 second here. All right, so while he calls him up, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about March Madness and what's going on right now. I'm going to put the bracket up just for you guys to see. Bracket's kind of crazy right now, man, especially with UMBC whooping Virginia last night, which kind of sucked because I had Virginia going all the way. Congratulations to UMBC, local boys, but kind of knocked me out of my entire bracket, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, right now I got the games going on, and I'll give you guys updates as we go along. But let's get my man Erik Frazier a call here on the phone, and let's talk to him.
Hello.
What's up, Erik? How you doing, man?
KC, what's happening?
What's going on, man? Hey, I just wanted to let everybody know we are talking live with Erik Frazier. He's D1 college athlete again, back from the late 90s, right? It was what, 95 to 98? Or was it?
The old days, yep.
Yeah, man.
98.
Big East, baby.
The old days.
So what are you doing right now, man?
Making tacos.
Making tacos.
Oh, did you mean like as in with my life right now?
No, like right now, as we speak. What, you making tacos?
Yeah, I'm grounding some meat here. It's looking a little watery. I think I might have butchered it, but it's all right.
Oh, man. Hey, just wanted to talk to you about the Big East, man. What are some of the fondest memories that you had playing in the Big East back in the 90s, man?
For me, obviously is Big East tournament in the Mecca up in Madison Square Garden every year. And that was like the ultimate. Like, no matter how good or bad your season was, everybody had a chance. Like, even if you knew you weren't making it to the tournament, if you were at the bottom of the barrel, if you were at the top, you still wanted to win that tournament because, it was like bragging rights for the whole year. You can raise that trophy and win that tournament, no matter what happens after that. Like, you won the Big East tournament.
Right.
Like, that was the biggest tournament, so.
Now,
that was really the highlight.
Yeah. Explain kind of like the recruiting back in those days. It basically wasn't it kind of like pretty much you wanted to stay in your hometown to pretty much rep where you were. So if you were from Brooklyn, you wanted to stay in New York. If you were from Philly, you wanted to stay in Philly. So you didn't really have like East to West Coast kind of stuff too much. You kind of wanted to rep really where you were. And at the time, it looked like the Big East pretty much had that strapped down.
Oh no, absolutely. Like if you were from the East Coast, you know, like the Northeast Coast mainly, you were in the Big East. Like you made it your business. You grew up watching. You know, you grew up watching Big East. Like we didn't get any others. You know, any other networks. We didn't get like, you know, the ACC and Big Ten, and you know, unless you were the huge programs. But it was like, well, who cares? We can kick their butt. Like they still have to play the Big East. Like we were the beasts of the East, Big East. So. Wherever you were from, if you were from that part of the world, then that's where you were going. You were going St. John's, you know, Georgetown, Syracuse, of course. You know, Boston College was good, you know, for a bit.
Yeah.
You know, those were UConn, of course, you know, so that's where you wanted to stay. Like those are the monsters you wanted to brag because you played against those guys in high school and you traveled and you would always bump heads and either you met up or you went up against each other and you know that was the most competition.
Now, you played a lot at Madison Square Garden. What's I guess the biggest memory of Madison Square Garden because that's really like the Mecca.
Yeah, man, just going in that building. I remember for the first time, you know, I've always gone in there as a fan, but you know, going in through the front door. But I remember the very first time me going in there, I never realized that the gym was like on the 7th floor in the building. So it's like, why are we going in this elevator? I thought you walk in and you just go to the floor, but it was no. We had to go up like 6 or 7 flights to the floor. So that was kind of weird. But just actually being in the same locker room as, you know, as some of the old Nick greats and, you know, in the home locker room or in the visitors locker room and just seeing that building and all throughout the building, it's like pictures and it's like the museum, honestly, especially if you're from New York. Like I'm from native New Yorker. So that was the dream. We were going to play college ball, whatever. We just wanted to play in the Garden, just even see in the Garden. So fondest memories was, you know, changing up in the locker room and I'm feeling like Patrick Ewing and the greats, Bernard King, Mark Jackson,
yeah, man,
those type of guys.
Yeah, man.
You get out on that floor and the lights come on and you're just like, whoa, this is big time here.
Hey, who was some of the best guys that you either played against or watched during your college basketball career that you were just like, man, like this guy's on point?
Well, when I came in as a freshman, and you know, who was some of the best guys I played? Well, at least at my school, I know definitely played with Lawrence Moulton. Like he was a great.
Yeah.
And also, you know, I had my first year, I actually was, you know, I walked on, and my job was to guard John Wallace every day in practice. So,
oh man,
that was, you know, he's freaking 6'8" monster. I'm there 6'5", 195, soaking wet, and I got to run with him up and down the court. So that was an honor.
That's awesome,
man. As far
as
watching, which I did a lot of, it was, you know, we had watching UConn and Georgetown, like watching Ray Allen and Grip and, you know, Khalid El-Amin and, you know, and Iverson and, you know, those guys. That was, you know, that was made, you know, Felipe Lopez, Ron Artest, you know, those guys.
Oh man,
like,
Ron
Artest. That was the thing about the Big East was like every team had about 3 or 4 players that were monsters. So it didn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, it was just every game that we played against in the Big East, it was like, wow, look at him, like, oh my gosh. Like I remember seeing Iverson, I didn't read, like he's really short.
Right.
And he's small. But boy.
That's awesome.
He's like 7 feet tall when that ball goes up. You know?
Oh my God, yeah.
So,
that's got to be cool.
Like, he's a blur. Like if you blink an eye, he's gone. Like,
oh yeah.
Watching, it's amazing, man.
That's got to be awesome. I can only imagine playing college basketball, especially D1 and up against those guys. That's dude, I can't even fathom it, man. But hey, I wanted to ask you real quick before we get into a little bit of the March Madness. What's your take on like college basketball or just college athletes in general getting paid? Do you think it's going to happen, or do you think it's
has to? I think it has to happen. You know, because it's been going for so long. You know, now it's kind of like so now everything that they can try to do to punish and try to delegate had millions of chances prior to kind of straighten this thing out. But, you know, once the Big East started generating kind of some fundage there, and, you know, it kind of turned into like, well, you know what's a little bit here under the table for this guy, because we're going to get these big deals and the big shooters and TV deals, and it's going to be it's a money maker. You know, it's all about making money. So why not keep it? You know, why not let the kids play? You know what I mean? Like, give them. You know, they are amateurs, but you're not. You know, you're making money off of amateurs. And, you know, if they stop going to your school, where's the money? No one's going to watch TV. No one's going to watch your games. If, you know, you can't get those guys, they're going to go to whoever is going to take care of them. Now, I'm not going to say all players are like that, but, you know, there has to be, I'm not going to say there has to be some sort of compensation for what they're doing. Yes, the education is process, and yes, we get all that, but if you see a guy walking around campus with the jersey on, they paid money for it.
Yeah.
Where does it go? To the university? You know, like, so it will happen. They have to figure it out.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, man.
They have to. They really have to do it. You know, it's only right. You know, because coaches are getting $5-6 million a year.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, these schools are getting paid.
Like that.
Yeah, these schools are getting paid. The coaches are getting paid. You know, advertising, everything. I mean, like, everybody's getting paid, but the athletes. And now that the G League is going to start getting a little bigger. If they make the the option where high school athletes can go straight to the G League, you know, that could affect the NCAA. So yeah, man, I agree with you.
Definitely.
Yeah. So going, dude, I'm telling you what, this tournament's gotten really crazy as of late. I had Virginia going all the way, dude, all the way.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Who do you like right now, taking it all the way?
Taking it all the way?
Yeah.
Other than my Orange, of course, not being a homer. Oh man, I'm gonna confess that I don't even know. But let me see who's left. You know what? I like Nova. Nova just looks really strong. Nova, like, they can hit big shots. They look really, really poised out there with every. Doesn't matter who they're playing. They can be playing a 16 seed. They can be playing a 20th seed, which doesn't exist, but they will still come out there and play as if they're playing the number 1 seed. You know what I mean? It's like, they got it together. I've always had respect for Villanova, even back in the days when they were in the Big East. Like, they always had really, 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 really tough teams, and they were coached really well.
Yeah.
And then once they finally got that, they got their second championship recently. It was like, wow, like they're here to stay. So I like Nova.
You like Nova? I like Nova too, man. I like Nova a lot. To be honest, I had Villanova and Virginia going neck and neck in the finals, man. But
love Virginia, huh?
But looks like UMBC.
They were good.
Yeah, it looks like
I like Virginia, but they were. I mean, they kind of they really they play really hard,
right?
But I just think they didn't really have what it would take to go up against like a Villanova, or
right?
I even liked Arizona. Like, those were monsters, but we won't talk about that.
Oh man, yeah, that was another upset, man.
I mean, shout out to Umbuck. You know, they went out there and kicked Bukowski, man.
I know, man. That was
a great game.
Let me ask you. I'm a Tar Heel fan. You know, me and Sid, we Tar Heel fans, man. Hey,
I was just talking to Sid earlier today, and I was like, "Oh man, that was a nice win for y'all." He was like, "Oh well, I went to UMBC, like, so that's." I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute, so you got a double feature, dude." That's
awesome. Hey, how far do you think North Carolina can go this year, man? I know it's not the same championship team that they had last year, but realistically, what are you thinking? Maybe Elite Eight?
Definitely. Like, I can't, they're kind of like they're like the Spurs or the Patriots. Like, just excellent coaching, and they have talent every year. It may not look like it. It may see other teams where there's talent, but I like UNC. I always like them going to the Elite Eight. So yeah, definitely at least the Elite Eight. I'm always pulling for North Carolina. Always.
Well, hey, Frazier, I appreciate you having us get you on here, man. I do want to have you on here again. Keep talking college basketball.
Hey, man.
My
pleasure.
If anybody wants to ask Erik any kind of questions, I'll let you know what they want from you, man, and we will get you back on here very shortly.
Yes, sir.
All right. I appreciate it, Frazier. Have a good one, man.
All right, guys.
Yep. See you.
Go Orange.
Yeah, go Orange. All right, so that was my man Erik Frazier. Just talking college basketball. If you guys want to ask him anything, just put a little chat in the YouTube, Facebook, and I'll have him give you guys a response to whatever you guys want college basketball wise. But just real quick, we're doing this March Madness, and sorry for the dog barking in the background. I got a little Chihuahua that thinks it's a killer. And when the wind blows at a certain point, it decides it thinks it's going to attack it, but no. Yeah, so sorry about that. So we're going to talk a little bit about the upset, like Frazier was talking about, with UMBC. Now, if you guys didn't know or watch yesterday, UMBC took out Virginia. And they didn't just take them out, they destroyed them. It was 74-54. And I'm going to show you some of the highlights. Now, we don't own any of the rights to this. This is all CBS NCAA. So I'm just going to show you the highlights that was on their channel, just to give you guys an update on what the game looked like. So yeah, I mean, basically UMBC came out just on fire. Literally, they couldn't miss a shot. After the game, the coach, Tony Bennett, for Virginia, was basically said in quotes, "We got our butts whooped." It wasn't even close. And that's first credit to the job the UMBC coach, Ryan Odom, did. Coach Odom, their offense was very hard to guard. They shot it well. We kept getting broken down and did a poor job. Now, this is the very first time that a number 16 seed upsets a number 1. And Boone, out of all the freaking times that this could happen, it's got to be to Virginia, the one team that I picked to win it all. So, yeah. Shout out. I mean, I'm glad UMBC won because they're local boys, but Boone, in your mind, did you see something like this, ever happening? A 16 beating a 1?
Not in my mind. My bracket is actually still perfect after yesterday. No, but dude, I'm actually pumped, man. I always cheered for Baltimore sports, so it's cool to see Baltimore put it up there and win it. And what's the overall record of 16 and they won? It's like they're now 1 in 135 overall.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah. I kind of we were talking about this off air a little bit. How do you think University of Maryland basketball feels right now that they just watch that and go, what the?
And that's the funny thing about it is that the University of Maryland came from the ACC. And I know in the ACC they always had really tough matchups. It was always tough. This is like UMBC's first time playing a high-end ACC opponent, and they destroy them. So now UMBC's like, maybe you guys had the wrong Maryland team playing in that ACC. Now, I will say this. The game that UMBC played yesterday, I don't know if they can ever mimic again. It was almost like if both of those, if me and you were playing college basketball on Xbox, and I was on rookie, and you were on all pro. Your shots are hard to make. Mine I could take from half court, and they're going in. Yeah. So that game was incredible. That
has to be an awesome feeling.
Oh my God, right?
Players do.
I mean, you took out literally a number 1 seed, and not only a number 1 seed, but a lot of people did have Virginia going a pretty far distance, if not winning it like I did. But just watching them in the ACC this year, taking out North Carolina, taking out Duke, I mean, I didn't think UMBC had a chance.
Dude,
Not a chance.
This has.
But that's March Madness. That's March Madness.
This has to be ranked in like sports upsets of all time. This has to be ranked with like the 16-0 Patriots versus the Giants.
Yes.
Like
yes.
Buster Douglas versus Tyson. It's got to be some crazy upset. Like, dude, when Buster Douglas beat Tyson, like, I'm sure everybody who bought that pay-per-view or was at that fight was probably just like, did that just happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
did we really just see that?
Yeah, dude. Hey, you know who I had actually, seriously, if I would have made a bracket, I'm man enough to say this. I actually, for some reason, I believed in Alabama to go far. Because that Sexton guy, well, today, they played Villanova. They lost by like 30, I think, today or something.
Yeah, it was bad. And he's talking about Alabama today. They got rolled by Villanova. Now, I have Villanova going to the championship. I wish I would have picked them now because that's all I have left. But, yeah, Villanova beat Alabama 81-58. Yeah, that was a smoke fest. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as far as, you know, the UMBC game, I have this. I'm going to show you guys because it's actually kind of crazy. This guy actually won $16,000 yesterday for that pick of UMBC. A bettor at Las Vegas placed a $20,000 money line parlay on 3 heavy favorites in the NCAA tournament for a chance at $870,000. The bet was North Carolina, Purdue, and Virginia. Tar Heel Boilermakers delivered. The Cavs did not. The 16 UMBC made history by beating the number 1 seed, Virginia, by a 20.5 underdog. Basically, yeah, this is crazy. This dude's going to collect 16.8. Like, that's kind of crazy, man. Yeah. So, hey, you know, just to let you guys know, like, anything could happen. It's March Madness.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. It's still going on. As of right now, it looks like Loyola Chicago's beating Tennessee 43-39.
And someone just died on the court. It looks like.
Yeah. So, if you guys want to talk about college basketball, your teams, the bracket, I'll just give you 2 injury updates. Kansas State plans to set the clock midnight. Basically, they might not have Wade. Wade's dealing with a foot injury, so if you got Kansas State going far, I'm not sure. He's questionable to play. Also, the big one yesterday that happened was at Isaac Haas for the Boilermakers. He went down. He has a fractured elbow. He's not going to be playing in the second game. We'll see if he plays next week if they win in advance. But Purdue is going to need... I honestly think Purdue's going to need him to play just because, look, he's pretty much the tallest guy in the tournament right now. He's physical. The dude puts up numbers, and obviously he's a big part of Purdue's offense and defense. So that's a big blow to them. So if you have Purdue, cross your fingers and pray that Haas does return. So, again, give us a shout, like, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube. We're going to have an Instagram and Snapchat soon. We'll get a merchandise coming up here later on in the year. And as always, thank you for tuning in to Under Further Review. And Boone, how do you always kick it out, man?
Can't roll with the big dogs, stay on the porch, House of Sports.
See you guys.